Good morning everyone. Welcome back to the course Engineering Chemistry. In previous class, we have discussed about the mechanism of corrosion, dry corrosion and wet corrosion. In today's class, we are going to discuss about the types of corrosion. Myself, Dr. Harika Patnala, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, MLR Institute of Technology, Hyderabad. Let us go through into types of corrosion. Overview. In types of corrosion, we are going to learn there are the different types of corrosion. Mainly, we have chosen the concentration cell corrosion and the galvanic corrosion. In concentration cell corrosion, we have taken the examples of waterline corrosion. Let us take the concentration cell corrosion. It is also called as a differential aeration corrosion. It is also called as a differential aeration. The name itself tells about the different concentrations of Aa. We are going to notice the same metal at different places of a single metal. Let us take that when a zinc metal rod. When a zinc metal rod is partly immersed in a solution of salt, then the part of a metal that is outside is exposed to more oxygen compared to the metal which is immersed. If you see the structure, this is a zinc rod which is partially immersed in a salt solution, zinc salt solution ZnCl2. Half of the rod was dipped in the zinc salt solution, half of the rod is exposed to the atmosphere. That is exposed to the atmosphere which is having more oxygen. This is the part is having more amount of oxygen. That is the part inside which is having less amount of oxygen. So, which is surrounded by the atmospheric condition that acts as cathode. The part which is dipped into the salt solution in zinc chloride solution acts as anode. This is the part acts as anode. So, when a metal rod of zinc rod is immersed in a salt solution partially, so which is exposed to the more oxygen, more amount of oxygen acts as cathode, and which is exposed to the less amount of oxygen acts as anode. So, this is the less amount of oxygen and this is the more amount of oxygen we have seen. More amount of oxygen, more oxygen, where is the anode having less amount of oxygen. Less amount of oxygen at the anode. So, there is a chance for the electrochemical corrosion. What is meant by electrochemical corrosion? So, there is a development of both the anode and cathode. So, there is a chance for the corrosion at the anodic part. What is the anodic part? Which is dipped into the salt solution. So, the zinc is going to be oxidized into Zn plus 2 electrons. Zinc metal is going to be oxidized as zinc metal ions plus 2 electrons. These electrons are gained by the half O2 H2O plus 2 electrons, the moisture. So, always electrons moves from anode to cathode. Anode to cathode. Always the electrons moves from anode to cathode. So, in this way, the direction, if you see this arrow mark, the electrons are moving from within the same metal from anode to cathode. Half O2 plus H2O plus 2 electrons gives rise to 2 hydroxide ions. This type of corrosion, zinc is going to be dissolved in the salt solution is because of differential aeration. At different parts there is a different amount of oxygen. Let us take one more example is waterline corrosion, which is also called as concentration cell corrosion. This is another example of waterline corrosion. If you see this picture, a tank which is having water up to this level. So, if you allow the water for a long time in this tank, you can notice the corrosion just beneath the water level. Just beneath the water level, you can see the differential aeration corrosion. If you notice, this is the point in all sides, the amount of oxygen is similar. If you take any point here, the amount of oxygen is similar in all directions. But just beneath the water level, the amount of oxygen is different. Because the amount of oxygen at the top of the layer was more and just below the water level is less. More oxygen and less oxygen we can notice just beneath the water level. So, waterline corrosion, it has been observed in the case of iron tank containing water. that the portion of iron tank just below the water level undergoes corrosion. So just below the water level, we can notice that up to this level there is a water. It is due to the difference in the oxygen concentration. So above the water level, there is a more amount of oxygen. Below the water level, there is a less amount of oxygen. So the less amount of oxygen, the part where it acts as anode, anodic part, and the more where the oxygen more acts as cathode. So let us see the reactions. Here iron, if it is an iron tank, iron is going to be oxidized, gives 2 electrons. Those electrons are gained by H2O, 2 electrons, and half O2 or useless to 2 OH minus ions. Otherwise, you can write one more equation. If it is 2H2O, full O2 plus 4 electrons gives rise to 4 OH minus ions. In this way, Fe plus 2 and 2 OH minus ions combine to give ferrous hydroxide. Ferrous hydroxide further leads to ferric oxide or rust. So we can notice the rust just below the water level, where we can notice there is a oxidation taken place where the metal is going to be dissolved as ferrous ion. Let us move to the next topic. Example of differential aeration corrosion. There are the other examples. If you see this picture, there is a less amount of oxygen we can notice at the corners of any metal rods. When the metal rods are one, it is have done welding to the another metal rod, we can notice that there is the sharp corners where there is a less amount of oxygen. Remaining other plane surfaces, there is a more amount of oxygen. Where there is a less amount of oxygen acts as anodic part, and where there is a more amount of oxygen acts as a cathodic part. So the corrosion takes place at the anode. The cathodic part is protected. It looks like a new metal rod, but the anodic part is completely corroded. If you see this one more structure where there is a rivets and joints, we can see, so the corners are the anodic places, these are the anodic places, and the plane surfaces are acts as the cathode. So the corrosion starts here. This is the, if you notice a surface, a metal rod surface, which is some places are covered with dirt or a water drops. Which is covered with the dirt, there is a less amount of oxygen. There is a place of less amount of oxygen, and the plane surface which is having more amount of oxygen. So less amount of oxygen acts as anode and the more amount of oxygen acts as cathode. At anode, corrosion takes place. At the cathode, we can notice protection. So, on the metal plate or the metal rod, if it is covered with dust, if we remove the dust, we can see the stains of the corrosion. This is one more diagram. The place where a metal rod or metal plate or metal box are having any cracks, the cracks place acts as anode and the remaining flat surface acts as cathode. This is all about the differential aeration corrosion. Because the quantity of air, the concentrations of oxygen varies. That's why there is a generation of electrochemical cell or electrochemical cell or electrochemical corrosion we call development of anode and cathode. Where the anode is oxidized and gets corroded, where the cathode is reduced, it gets protected. Let us move to the next topic. Galvanic corrosion. This is the corrosion we are going to notice when there is a two dissimilar metals. Let us take an example of a zinc metal. When a zinc metal or a copper metal, one is connected to another. When two dissimilar metals, one side is zinc and other side is a copper. When two dissimilar metals are electrically connected and exposed to an electrolyte solution. So when they are both are electrically connected and which are placed in any electrolyte solution or in a corrosive medium, the metal higher in the electrochemical series undergoes corrosion. There is an electrochemical series in which The metal which are placed higher at that level, at the topmost level, that is the metal acts as anode. If you take the electrochemical series, zinc, if you take the copper, zinc at the topmost place and the copper at the below the place, zinc is having lower reduction potentials and copper is having higher reduction potentials. The metal which is having lower reduction potential acts as anode. So, zinc is having lower reduction potentials, acts as anode, gets corroded. Where copper is having higher reduction potentials, it acts as cathode, gets protected. So, when two dissimilar metals are attached to one to another, one metal may affect the other metal. Example, zinc. Zinc is going to be oxidized, zinc is going to lose those electrons, 2 electrons. Always the electrons moves from anode to cathode. Those electrons are gained by the copper ion, Cu plus 2 plus 2 electrons gives rise to Cu. So, one metal has been oxidized and other metal is going to be reduced. Let us see the electrochemical series. There is an order of the metals which are arranged in a standard reduction potentials. Let us take there are the metals lithium, potassium, calcium, sodium, magnesium, aluminum, titanium, zinc, iron, tin, lead, hydrogen, copper, silver, platinum, gold. We know that all these are the metals or coinage metals which are highly protected metals because these are having higher reduction potentials. The metals which are having higher reduction potentials does not undergo any corrosion. All these, if you see this lithium, sodium, magnesium, iron, tin, lead, all these are having negative values. So, this is the lithium metal is a highly oxidized metal which is having lower reduction potentials. If you see the sodium is minus 2.7 which is having lower reduction potential. A metal which is having lower reduction potential, it is having high oxidation potential. A metal which is having higher reduction potential, it is having low oxidation potential. So, let us choose only one potential, that is reduction potential. So, the top of the electrochemical series which are having lower reduction potential always acts as anode, are trying to lose the electrons, are easily oxidized. Therefore, they will act as a anode. If you go down, along the series, there is an increasing out of the reduction potential. Therefore, negative values to the positive value, the hydrogen is considered as 0. Standard hydrogen electrode potential is 0, even though if it is anode or cathode at standard conditions. If you see these, all these metals, when a metal rod is dipped in its own metal ion solution, when a metal rod is dipped in own metal ion solution, at standard conditions, all these reduction potentials are noted. So, if in the previous example, we have taken zinc and copper. The zinc potential is minus 0.76 volts, where the copper potential is plus 0.34 volts. So, zinc is going to be oxidized, it acts as anode and gets corroded. Where copper is having plus 0.34, it acts as cathode. When it is in the combination of zinc, it is going to be protected. The arrangement of the metals in the order of their increasing standard reduction potentials is known as electrochemical series. So, when a metal rod is dipped in its own metal ion solution, these are the potentials are developed when a metal rod is dipped in its own metal ion solutions at a standard condition. We have noticed all these reduction potentials. Let us take the next one is galvanic series. These series are helpful that which metal combination we can choose and which type of alloys we can choose. Previously, in electrochemical series, we have chosen only pure metals. In galvanic series, we can take alloys also. The arrangement of the metals and alloys in decreasing order of their corroding tendency, nothing but which is having less tendency and which is highly protected in an unpolluted sea water is known. Previously, in the previous electrochemical series, metals are dipped in its own metal ion solution. Here all the metals are dipped in seawater, unpolluted seawater, which they have taken the electrolyte solution. All the metals are compared within the seawater and alloys also. There is an order: magnesium, zinc, aluminum, low carbon steel, iron, lead, tin, brass, copper, bronze. These are alloys. Silver, carbon, titanium, gold, platinum. If you see this, if from the top to bottom, magnesium is having more tendency to lose the electrons, more tendency for corrosion. That's why magnesium, zinc, aluminum easily they undergo corrosion very fastly when compared with these metals. This is the increasing order of the reduction potentials. Summary. In today's class, we have seen the types of corrosion. In types of corrosion, one is concentration cell corrosion, In concentration cell corrosion, we have seen the differential aeration corrosion, where there is a less amount of oxygen acts as anode and where there is a more amount of oxygen acts as a cathode. The anodic part easily gets corroded. At corners, which are complete half of the metal rod is dipped in the electrolyte solution, we have taken those examples. And second one is galvanic corrosion, when a metal is connected to another metal. When two dissimilar metals are connected and placed in an electrolyte solution or in a corrosive medium, one metal is affected by the other metal. That is called galvanic corrosion. We have come across the differences between electrochemical series and galvanic series. Electrochemical series is completely meant for the pure metals. Metals are dipped in metal ion solution. Here metals and are alloys dipped in seawater, unpolluted seawater. Based on the reduction potentials, whether they undergo corrosion or protected. The metal which is having lower reduction potential, they will undergo corrosion fast when compared with the metal which is having higher reduction potential. In the next class, we are going to learn about what are the various factors influencing the rate of corrosion. Thank you.